Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Entertainment Roadmap. Today, we are here with Olivea Morton, who you might know from a very popular Disney Plus series right now, Percy Jackson and the Olympians. So, welcome to Entertainment Roadmap, Olivea. We're so happy to help you. We're so happy to have you today.
Hi, thank you. I'm so happy to be here. I love interviews so much. I just love these.
That's so exciting. So, I guess we're going to get right into it. Right off the bat, when did you decide to be an actor? I feel like that's such an interesting career, and you're so young and making it so far.
So I was just basically born with it. I was like ever since I was not even just a year old, I was already singing, dancing. I loved creating and just making like my own world. I used to play with Barbie dolls a lot too.
Mhm.
I only stopped playing like 2 years ago. So
Okay. To let you, me and I had a sister, and we played with Barbie dolls and American Girls dolls till we were in seventh grade. It, we were so old, but we loved it. So, like you said, creating your own world, that's so much
yeah,
fun.
I
Yeah.
love that. Yeah, I just create my own world, and I'm telling you, you can ask my mom. I would spend hours and hours in my bedroom just like making little videos of like, hi, it's Anna and it's Elsa. And I just loved being in my own world. And whenever my mom and I went out in public, everybody was like complimenting me. They were like, oh my gosh, she has amazing hair or a great look. Like, is she in modeling classes? And my mom was like, no. And that's when she and I both decided maybe she could try out or try to be in the industry, see what it's like. I tried it out and I loved it.
I'm so glad that you loved it and it's working out for you, because nothing's better than when you love something and you're able to do it.
I know it's like an itch and then you scratch that itch. And it's like, yeah.
That's a perfect way to put it.
Yeah.
And Percy Jackson now is huge and you're a part of it. So can you talk about what your casting process was like and had you read the books beforehand?
So my okay, let's see. I got the audition like a long time ago. It feels like forever and forever. Which was like 3 years ago, just about, maybe four. No, because we're in 2024. That's insane. Um, yeah, like 3 years ago, and I first auditioned for Annabeth, and so when I usually get an audition, I try and look up if there's like a book series behind it or if there's a show or a movie that they're doing it based off of, so I can just get as much information as I can. And there was a book series on Percy Jackson. So we ordered the book and we were like, okay, so Annabeth has long blonde hair and blue eyes, but what we realized, we were like, I could totally play Nancy. So got the audition for Annabeth, got a callback, which was awesome. I was like, no way, no way, no way. Jumping off the walls. I was so excited. I was like, oh, no way. And then I didn't hear anything for like a year. And then, like my mom and I said, I got an audition for Nancy Bubble Fit. I was like, oh, we both called it. We called it. Got an audition. I was like, I did so good in that audition. And then I got a call back like another year later. And so the scene that I originally auditioned with for Nancy, I didn't play it, or like it wasn't in the series. But the thing is, I'm still in the show. So I was like, I'm so happy about it. And when I got the news that I was gonna play Nancy, it was the day before my birthday, and I couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe. I was just in shock. Like all of my words were no longer there.
That's so exciting. And also like that you got it right before your birthday too. I mean, it had been like a long time, you said, since you first ever auditioned for the show. And so it's like it was just waiting for the perfect moment to come for you.
I know. The 19th, I just got out of my grandparents' house, like just got done hanging out with them. And my mom's like, here, let me film you real quick. I'm like, why are you filming? Like, what is happening? And just a dream come true. I love it.
It's amazing. Oh, and did you get to meet Rick on set?
I did. I took a picture with him.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know. I don't think I've posted that picture, which I probably should, because like why not? But I did meet Rick. He is a very nice guy. I didn't get to meet his wife, unfortunately, but just like everybody is absolutely wonderful. They all have a positive attitude, and I just love that.
It's amazing.
No, that's so great. And I just want to take a moment to say that your mom seems like she's a super mom. She seems to be one of like, she's on top of it. She's so helpful. She really encourages you. And you're so lucky to have that support. And I think that's really beautiful.
I love my mom. She is my inspiration because it's just me and her. So she has made it all happen for me. Like I swear I'm gonna start crying. But um like she kind of quit her job to help me out with my career, and she does like a little selling business. So she like resells stuff, and yeah, she really is a super mom. Like I go to school and everybody in my school like knows her as Miss Morton. All of my friends love her, and I I love my mom very much. She's been there from the very start, and I couldn't be more happy to have her.
That's so great. And you're so sweet talking about her. You're so cute.
Thank you.
And so we've seen you talk about this a little bit before, but you created a backstory for Nancy. So would you be able to elaborate on this backstory you created and how doing that helps when you're on set?
Yeah, of course. Um, I think creating, okay, so anytime I get an audition, again, this is going back to like the audition process, I would, if like they didn't have a very descriptive character breakdown, I would either have to make something up or again, like go and search if there was like a book series, another TV series based on it. And for Nancy, they didn't quite say she was a bully. They just said that Nancy Boba Fett picked on Percy. So we were like, okay. And we used inspirations like Mean Girls. My favorite series um, is Little House on the Prairie, and we used Nellie Olson. She's like so mean, but she's funny about it too. So we used that for inspiration. And when when the casting said Disney, we didn't know if it was gonna be like exaggerated or over the top, kind of like, like let's see. In acting world, we call it staying grounded. So that's kind of what Percy Jackson was. It was kind of staying grounded. But then like if it was on Disney Channel, it's like super upbeat, high energy, like volume, energy, pacing. So we just tried to grab as much information from like just like all of those main characters. Plus, Nancy Boba Fett, we don't really know the reason why she picks on Percy. So we kind of wanted to build that ourselves. And we were just coming up with all these scenarios like, what if Nancy has a little crush on Percy? And that's why she's mean to him. Because, not gonna lie, when I like somebody, I'm kind of mean to them. Like I tease them a little bit, Um, and so you're like, yeah, maybe she has a crush, or maybe she's secretly working with Mrs. Dodds. Who knows?
I love how you created all these backstories because you never know. Sometimes they do deviate from the books, and you never know where Nancy's going to find herself later on in the series. So I
Exactly.
think it's great that you kind of started that already and got a good idea of like where you could see her going, or came up with these ideas like maybe she likes Percy. because I think that just adds so much to the character. And also, I'm a big believer in manifestation. So we're we're manifesting that.
Yes, I love that.
Yes.
Yeah. And also what I think too, I just think that like the series was absolutely amazing. Like I'm such a big fan of it. Like I'm a big fan of the cast, the people who have worked so hard behind the screens, and just like I love I love everybody. I'm such like a people lover, a person people lover. I love all animals. Um but also there could have been like more Yanciness behind it, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Like just more um what's the word that I'm looking for? Maybe just like more in the school. Like they could have added that dice scene that I did, which would have been really fun. Um, but again, I'm just so grateful that I got to do what I did because I'm in the show. It's
I have to say two things. First, the fact that you create backstories for all your characters when they don't have any is a really good skill. And I feel like that's something that people who want to act, maybe they'll see this and they'll take that a little piece of advice and use that for themselves. I think that's a really good thing that you're doing. And also, are you able to tell us what the dice scene was that you auditioned with?
I guess I could because like the
I mean,
show's
yeah.
out. I mean, my mom's sitting right there, so I'm just like approval. Um, so um, it was we were all on a bus, and Grover and Percy were playing their little game, and they let's see, I think I like took the dice from their hand, and they're all like give it back, Nancy. And I'm like, eeny meeny or something. I'm like, nerds. Which I kind of killed that callback, by the way, because I also did that for the callback. And after that callback, I was like, again, bouncing off the walls. I felt so good. Like, um, yeah, so I had the dice in my hand and I was like threatening to like throw it outside the window bus. And we're like, give it back, Nancy. And I was like, I don't know if I should, just like stuff like that. But it was just, yeah, just me picking on them.
That sounds so, well, I mean, it sounds fun, honestly, to do that, especially because you're not like that very clearly in real life. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was a lot of fun, especially to experience what it's like being the bully. Because when I started out in this industry, I always thought I always saw myself being the hero or like the hero girl, the superhero. But once I started to play Nancy, I was like, this is kind of fun. If I could do this more often, I wouldn't mind.
So Olivia Morton for all Mean Girls roles. That's what we're going
Yes,
for. The sweetest girl, but she wants to play the meanest girls. Okay. So
makes
that's what we
sense.
hope to see.
Also, you're part of one of the most pivotal moments of the show for Percy. Can you talk about filming those scenes and if there's something that happened behind the scenes that viewers might find fun or interesting?
When Percy pushes me into the fountain, that's when he finds out, what did I just do? That's when he's like questioning everything that's been like going on. Like why all of his letters are like mixed up. Um, it is a very important moment. And then let's see what happened behind the scenes, right? So there's like that whole sandwich throwing scene, which I was really looking forward to throwing a peanut butter and ketchup sandwich. Like I was like, this is gonna be so fun. And also, we're backtracking a little bit. When I first got on set, I was excited to see how they would do my makeup because you know how they described like Nancy in the books, just kind of like crooked teeth and not very perfect. And when the people did my makeup, I was like, I'm pretty. I was like, hello. And that's like the other thing that they did really well with casting too. They all cast like curly heads. Clarice, she's absolutely gorgeous. She's like a full on, she's a woman. She's stunning. Um, anyways, so behind the scenes, I was getting ready to like throw a peanut butter and ketchup sandwich. Like, I'm so fun, or like, I'm just thrilled to see how this would turn out. So we ended up doing, let's see, what was it? It was mayonnaise and a slice of cheese. So I was like, okay, I can't wait to throw this. So I kind of like got behind camera and I kind of needed to have my hand like this. And I just kind of like threw it at his face. And we did like 2 takes of that. And then we kind of realized that that didn't really work. So we had the amazing Dan Shots throw the cheese. And it was like take after take. Because like if we did peanut butter and ketchup, it would like, it's just like the hustle that, or no, that's not the right word. Hassle. There you go. Hassle. It's just the hassle of like cleaning the, so it was fun just to like watch him just have like mayonnaise and cheese on his face. It was very funny. Yeah, that was a very fun moment. Also, when I got, okay, so I had a stunt double. Her name is Cassandra. She's she's so sweet. I love Cassandra. I hope one day I can work with her again. But what they did was they had me hooked onto a harness and like a little bit off the volume stage. There were like 2 guys controlling the wires that would take me up. So all that I had to do was like get up and like backwards into the air and just like scream basically. But then Cassandra, she did the full on stunt. So she went up, back, and down into the fountain. But yeah, that was just like, that was so much fun. And then me being in the fountain was cold, but like I had layers. Like I had a full on wetsuit and then my entire costume. I had socks, shoes, like that denim jacket. So it was like heavy. So it kept me warm at the same time.
Oh, this is so cool to hear because you would never know watching that scene like that it was freezing or that you were really cold or even that you had like a wetsuit on. So it's really fun to hear your take because I love hearing behind the scenes stories and you have such great ones. So thank you for sharing that.
Of course. I have so
And
many more.
I can only imagine because you got to work with a great group of people, it seems like.
I did. I did. I really enjoyed my time there.
You got to work alongside Megan Mullally, Glenn Turman, Walker, Arian, and so many extras. When did you first get to meet the cast, and what was it like being in a scene with them?
Okay, so I arrived on set when Arian, Leah, and Walker were there for like a couple of weeks. They were already filming, they've got to train, they were already training. And since I'm like in the very beginning of the episode, I was kind of like one of the first people there. Or like other characters that were there. So I kind of like walked into the room. I was like, hello? I was kind of nervous what like they would think, or they were like, who is this person? But Leah, Walker, and Arian were so sweet to me. We all laughed, we made jokes, we met each other. We did fun improv stuff with Andrew, which was the set teacher. And then yeah, it was just, I don't know. I just had so much fun. I miss it. I really do miss it.
I just have to ask because you brought up a set teacher. I'm kind of new to the world of entertainment. Did you have to like was it like schooling or was it more like an acting teacher?
So they had both. Andrew was the acting teacher, and then they had a school set teacher. So on most sets they would have a school teacher because you need to like get your hours in school. Plus if you're not in online school, which I think I was at the time, Like it was easy for me to do school. But if you're not in online school, there's like all that homework on paper that you had to do that you had to get caught up on. So yes, there was a set teacher, and then for like the actors, and then just like a regular school teacher.
Oh wow. Okay, that's
Mhm.
cool.
Yeah. And the teacher kind of still has the job of like, I mean, both of the teachers have the job of like trying to keep the children like in check, or trying to see like where they are, like where's Walker, where's Arian, where's Leah. You know, they're very aware, and I love that. I just love it.
So you guys filmed in Vancouver on a volume stage. Can you talk about that was like because it comes out looking super real, and then you guys got to premiere the season at the actual Met in New York. So what was it like to see that in person?
Um, First of all, the volume stage, I have never seen anything like it. I walked into like the room where it was in, and I just like stood there and looked at it for a solid minute because it's huge. It's like there's a stage, and then like behind it is just like this big, like this entire screen just filled with like tiny pixels to give out like every detail that's in something. So I just stood there for a solid minute, just like really admiring it, because I was like, what? Um, it really was like an illusion. Um, because like on the stage, like there would be people walking in the background, and then like on the screens, there would be people, but like NPCs walking in the background. So it was just like it was so much to take in, but it was so cool. Again, I've never seen anything like it. So I was like, wow, literally jaw dropped. Um, and then right, the Met. Oh, so I got um when I got the notification that I was invited to the premiere, I was so excited. I didn't know whether to scream, jump, cry, run, because like my role is such, I mean, it's a small character, but at the same time it's like a big character as well, because that's when Percy finds out that he's got powers, you know. He's like, okay, what is this? I gotta figure it out. But when I got the call, I was so excited. So we went to New York, and we arrived at the Met, and I was like, no way this is real. Because in the scene on the volume stage, they even had like that little hot dog stand. And we got there, and there was the hot dog stand. And my mom has a video of me saying, oh my God, there's the hot dog stand. Like, I was so blown away how much detail they put into the volume stage. And just like the fountain was right there, the stairs were right there, just like everything was right there. And then to walk into the Met was breathtaking. It was such an amazing experience. And when I was walking up the stairs, I felt like gold, because like on the bottom of the stairs there was like a gate, and then like just fans lined up here. And when I was walking up the stairs, there was like this cameraman, and he was like taking photos of me with the flash. I've never experienced anything like this in my life. And I was just beyond excited. And this woman, she was like, oh, do you mind saying hi to the people right here? And I was like, hi. And they all just like screamed. And I was like, screamed with them. I was like, I was super excited. Yeah, it was just an amazing experience.
No, that volume stage is crazy because I'm a New Yorker, so I've been to the Met, and I thought you actually filmed right there because you, like you said, the hot dog stand, the fountain. It
Yeah,
was like an exact replica, and it's crazy what technology can do. How you don't even have to be on location these days to get that
I
realistic.
it was insane. And then like it looked kind of weird when I was filming, because it was like, how will this like all play out? But then when the final product came out, insane.
It looks
Yeah.
super real. And then it's like a deja vu moment when you get there in real life, even though you hadn't actually been there in real life before, which is just like a testament to how good of a job that everybody did behind the scenes.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, again, everybody was so amazing and just so thoughtful, and everyone did such a great job.
And that really shines through because the show is so well produced, so well acted in. Like it just you can tell that everyone put their best foot forward. Everyone really respected each other and got along, and you guys really just made a beautiful project. So congratulations on that.
Thank you. And everybody is such a hard worker. Like the three main people, like they all train 24/7. I mean, I wasn't there watching them train, but I could tell, and I'm sure other people could tell just how much they have put into this show. The director, the Rick and his wife, just everybody, like you could feel it.
Yeah, totally. And what
Mhm.
was it like getting to see everyone again at the premiere and getting to watch the first few episodes together?
Um I I'm not gonna lie, I cried. Because I sat down in the chairs. I didn't sit next to Leah Walker and Aryan, but they were like right like across from me over on that side. But I did sit next to Glenn, and he's so sweet. He has such a pure and kind soul. He's like so he's just so fun to hang out with too. And you know what I really like about it, he's got just like this cowboy style. Like he showed up in like a cowboy hat, cowboy boots, and he did that when we were filming too. He showed up to set in like a cowboy hat, cowboy boots. I was like, okay, I love it. But just to like see myself and everybody on the big screen, because we were like in a theater, was I started crying. Like my mom was sitting here right next to me and she started crying, and I was like, do not cry because you're gonna make me cry. Um it was a wonderful thing to watch.
No, it seems like it was such a wonderful experience. And was this like your first big premiere?
Yeah. The only other premiere I've really been to, I mean, it was for a show, but it wasn't like specifically like my show, but it was like the production company. So my mom has been saying, I think every other premiere that I go to, um, it won't be the same because this one was huge. It was such a big deal.
Yeah. And are you a New York girl now, or are you still West Coast all the way?
I fell in love with New York. Like it can get kind of busy sometimes. It's freezing in the winter. I think I found that out myself. um, but I absolutely loved it. Just like I can walk everywhere. It's just like Vancouver. I fell in love with Vancouver too. Um, they have their similarities and differences, but I love both of them, and I'm a New York slash Vancouver girl.
While you were in New York or Vancouver, did you get to hang out a lot with any of the cast members?
Um, Me and Leah. So when we were in Vancouver, me and Leah got to hang out quite a little bit. We went swimming. We went up to her hotel room. She came up to mine, and then we also hung out with um. It wasn't Leah that hung out with me, Peyton and Valencia. Which Peyton and Valencia, they're like my two little side girls. I love them so much because even though like we're a mean trio in the show, we're like a really nice trio in person. Um, Valencia is a beautiful ice skater, so she does that and acts too, which I think is awesome because I'm just like scrolling on her page and I'm like, whoa, like that's insane. Anyways, yeah, so I hung out with a couple of cast members quite a lot, and then in New York too. Um, let's see. I'm trying to remember what we did. It feels like forever ago.
Months are flying by. It's like a blur.
I know, it's insane. Um, I think me and Leah just recently hung out. But that we didn't hang out in New York. But it's fine because like she was busy and so was like all the other people at Camp Half Blood. But they were just I was so in awe of them. But my mom and I we do make quite a couple of trips down to LA a lot because either like in person auditions, it's been kind of hard since like the strike. Every like a couple of people have kind of given up, which is really sad. Um, but I'm glad that in-person auditions are like starting to pick back up again. So when we went down, we saw Leah and her mom, and we just kind of like hung out. I hung out at her house, and then we made a TikTok video, and I posted that on my Instagram reels, and that got 1 million views. That is like my first like 1 million views video. I was like, hello. Like my mom and I were both watching it, just like the numbers go up and up and up. And then let's see. Oh, and then the most recent time was when Leah Walker and Arian they were in Santa Monica because they were just doing like a little prom
The picture.
oh yeah, like the picture thing because they had like a sign of like Percy Jackson was here.
It's like a little
Yeah.
press tour thing, right?
Yes,
Mhm.
exactly.
Okay.
And my mom and I, we were coming into town and we were like, no way. So my mom called Big Leah because we call them Big Leah and Little Leah. So my mom called Big Leah. We were like, hey, we're in town. What are you guys doing? So we just met up before my mom and I started heading back home, and it was me, Leah, Walker, Arian, Charlie, and Dior. And we went to their hotel and we just kind of like swam for an hour and chilled outside by the fire. It was a little bit cold, but at the same time, it wasn't too bad. Yeah, but I love hanging out with the cast. Like they're so sweet. They're just so much fun to be around too.
No, it definitely seems that way. And I'm glad that it seems like you were so welcomed in and they're such welcoming people and you welcomed them in. So it's great to see you all get along and it makes for such good behind the scenes stories.
I know, I love it so much. Like we all just have a great connection with each other, and I think that's the most important thing. It's just connections. Because you never know who you're gonna meet, you know?
Yeah, no, it makes so much sense. And I feel like this industry is all about connections and not even connections to move you forward, but connections just to have that support and people who understand what you're going through and all of that.
Yes. Yeah, it's definitely important to have people to just like be there by your side, like my mom. Um, but yeah, just to have those like important friendships.
That's so great. And here at Entertainment Roadmap, we love to do a little hot seat section. So would you like to take a seat in the hot seat? Take a seat in the hot seat?
Okay.
Oh, fun. So if you went to Camp Half-Blood, which cabin would you be in and who would your godly parent be?
Okay. So as Nancy, I think Hades. Because it's like, yep. And then as me personally, I think either Athena, Aphrodite, or Hermes. Because Hermes, like I booked the role for Percy Jackson, but it's kind of like I haven't been claimed by a TV series or just like by any movie. And it's kind of like I haven't been claimed by somebody else in my life. Like, I love my mom. I love my mom. Like, she is there for me every step of the way. But it's just like that feeling of like I haven't been claimed yet. But it's coming. It's coming. Fingers, toes, everything crossed.
Definitely. That's also a really good, like, way of putting it, of thinking about the godly parent situation. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Did you get to keep any props or wardrobe from the Percy Jackson set?
Um, I don't think I did. Although the shoes that I wore for Nancy, I was in love with those. um, but like I didn't get to keep those. But my mom and I, we tried like finding them. We tried going online and like shopping for them and like trying to find them. But Nancy didn't die in the series, so we never know if I'm gonna come back in the series or anything. But oh, there was one thing. So the acting teacher Andrew, he made a book, and he gave my mom and I 2 copies of the book. So I think that was really special. I was like, oh, all I did was just like smile and nod my head and say thank you, because like it's just I don't even know how to describe it. It's such like a moment, you know.
Yeah.
That's how I'm describing it. But Leah, Arian, and Walker, when we met up like at their hotel and stuff, they literally took like they just took swords, weapons, props. It was funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds really cool.
That's
And
so funny.
like you said, Nancy isn't dead yet in the series, so you never
And
know.
I think I've read it somewhere that there's actually a deleted scene, I think from like book 5 or something, where like Percy finds his class from Yancey Academy and like saves them from something, and Nancy's supposed to be there, but it made the book too long, so Rick took it out. I feel like I read that somewhere, but so she's definitely still alive.
Yeah, I've also heard that. So
Maybe
that's
they'll
why
include it.
yeah, that's why I didn't keep the shoes, because the set always likes to keep just the costume, just in case, because you never know, you
Mhm.
just never know. So hopefully something.
And who's an actor that you'd love to work with one day?
There's so many. There's so many. Oh, okay. So one of my favorite movies is The Princess Bride, and the girl who plays Christine, I can't remember her name. Uh, but I would just love I would love to work with her. She's been my idol ever since I was, I don't know, 3. I said Princess Bride. No, I meant Phantom of the Opera. Phantom of the Opera. That's what I meant. I do also love Princess Bride. Another person that I really love to work with is Ryan Gosling. Like, he just seems like he has a fun personality, and also Ryan Reynolds, because Walker worked with Ryan Reynolds too, and I think it'd be really fun to work with Ryan Reynolds as well, just kind of have like, again, all of those connections. And if like, because I've been around Walker quite a lot, and it's so obvious that him like Ryan Reynolds personality kind of like got onto Walker, which is really funny and just so interesting. So I think it'd be really fun to work with Ryan Reynolds and the girl from Phantom of the Opera, Emma Rossum. So I would love to work with her as well.
I don't know. You probably haven't seen the show because it's a little bit older, but she's from Shameless. Right.
She is.
Okay.
I love Shameless.
Okay,
I
so
know.
you have watched it.
Yes,
I love the show.
yeah, I've watched all of it. I mean, I'm a theater kid, so I kind of gotta like watch different shows, different
Mhm.
movies. I mean, who doesn't like to watch different stuff though, right?
Yeah.
But I I do. I love Shameless, even though it's not a kid-friendly show.
It's a good
It's
one.
yeah, it is. It's a very good one.
And it's definitely has incredible acting. So if you are want to be an actor, I guess that is a good show to watch.
Yeah, like you can tell the emotion is there, and plus the kids, like, and how much they've grown with the show too, is like you can just tell that the feeling is there
Mhm.
and the love, because when you're on set, it's like you create a whole other family that you didn't know you have. And that's what I feel like I've created with everybody on set.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
And for the final hot seat question, what's your current favorite movie or TV show?
Okay. So my mom and I, we're always searching for stuff to like watch, binge, or whatever. And my mom and I found this show called Love on the Spectrum. It's absolutely adorable. The amount of times that this show has made my mom and I cry is like it's like it's like so cute. It's adorable. I 100% recommend it if you haven't seen it yet. And let's see. Oh yeah, favorite movies. I love Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. It has always been my favorite. And again, Phantom of the Opera and The Princess Bride. I love those. And then I feel like there's one more. The Wizard of Oz. When I was little, I had a pair of ruby slippers, and I would wear those everywhere. Like it doesn't matter what had like what kind of shirt I had on, what kind of pants I had on. Like when I was a kid too, I had the most mismatched clothes on, but I didn't care because I was happy, and I'd go around like the store in Walmart thinking like you guys like my ruby slippers? I was it. I was it.
I love The Wizard of Oz.
Me
I
too.
used to be scared of it when I was younger, like the witch scared me so much, but then I got over that and I love that movie. And I love how all the movies you like are so classic.
Yes. I that's like that's what I also appreciate my mom for, is just getting me introduced to all those movie classics, and I love how those are still my favorite.
Yeah, no, definitely. Well, Olivia, thank you so much for joining us today. This was such a great episode. You're such a fantastic guest, and we have our fingers crossed, our toes crossed that we see you succeed and that you, I don't even know, back on Percy Jackson on your own show, anywhere you go, that we just wish you the best success.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It was so much fun doing this interview. I love it, and just thank you. Thank you so much.